While visiting the Johnny Cash House on Cinnamon Hill in Jamaica during our 2012 Western Caribbean expedition, we had a very interesting dowsing rod session take place. This was after we'd already explored a hallway that had a lot of EMF activity, which was also a location that Johnny Cash himself had reported seeing apparitions walk through. And went back down to that hallway, and we still had the EMF anomalies. Weren't getting much response to anything else, so we tried a dowsing rod session with one of our female investigators. And pretty much everyone there, based on the way that the dowsing rods were acting, were beginning to wonder if the entity we were visiting with was getting a little bit frisky with our investigator. It's one of those things you sort of got to see for yourself, and you'll be able to do that there in just a minute. And this incident caused us to add an article to the magazine this month about is there libido after death, which has some fairly interesting points to it. And if you're not already reading it, you should check it out at mysteriousdestinationsmagazine.com. It's an interesting read and a little bit of fun, we hope. And now go ahead and check this video out and see what you think.
Is there someone that was related to the Barretts that's here with us now that wishes to communicate with us? If you do, you could use any one of these devices or cross these divining rods to let us know that you are here.
We would just like to acknowledge that you're here.
It's part of the Barrett family.
You're going to cross.
Yeah. There.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Can you uncross the rods for me, please?
Let's push pretty far.
Can you push that back out? Okay, I'll straighten them out for you. Okay. Thank you for talking to us.
See if we can ask them to straighten the rods out.
Can you straighten those rods out for me, please, so we can ask another question? Thank you. Thank you very much. Are you happy that June and Johnny Cash bought this house after you owned it? Thank you. Thank you for crossing the rods. Can you uncross the rods for me? That's really uncrossing the rods. Thank you.
It's a fun game.
It's a fun
It's
game.
easier than the flashlight. To memorize.
When were they here? What was the year?
1750, they built this house.
So, okay, we'll straighten the rods out so I can ask another question. Can you straighten the rods out for me, please, so I can ask another question? Thank you. Thank you.
Ask if it's a man or a woman.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you another question. So can you straighten the rods out? Thank you. Is this a man, or is this a man that I'm talking to? If it's a man, can you cross the rods? Can you cross them for me? If this is a man. If this is a So this is a man. If I'm talking to a gentleman, could you uncross the rods for me? Just to confirm. Can you uncross the rods for me if it's a gentleman that I'm speaking to? One of the Barretts.
Maybe it's a woman.
Is it a woman that I'm speaking to? One of the Lady Barretts. If it's a Lady Barrett that I'm speaking to, can you uncross the rods for me?
Or straighten them out.
So now I'm unclear. Is it a male Barrett that I'm speaking to? If it is, could you cross the rods for me? It is. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Okay. Are you from the 1700s? Did you own this place in the 1700s? If you did, could you cross the rods for me?
Are there any historical questions that would be interesting to ask? Yeah.
What happened to the family? The whole Barrett family. What happened to them? Did they all died from yellow fever?
Okay, so the question would be, did the family die from yellow fever? If they did, could you cross the road?
rods?
Both crossing.
There you go.
Did they? Okay, please straighten the rods back out.
Straighten the rods back out. Thank you. Thank you so much for talking with us. Sit over there.
That's why I thought it was a guy. We've had this happen before.
Yeah. Are there others here with you from your family that died? If there are,
Answering before.
okay. If there are other family members here with you, if they are, could you cross the rods for me? This.
Sometimes it might be different spirits, like Lori mentioned. We might have talked to June earlier, and now we're communicating with yourself.
There.
Can you cross the rods if you see that June Carter is here? She might have died at a different time, so you might not see her. Or could you cross the rods if you see that June is here with you, or you feel her?
And Lori, you should repeat the question, please.
I think she likes her.
Yeah. So the question is, do you see spirits that are here like June and Johnny Cash, even though they're from a different time, do you see them here with you? If you do, could you cross the rods?
That's probably a no. They didn't cross, they went away.
You're gonna get jealous of him. Okay, let's thank everyone for visiting. You want to do that?
Yes, thank you very much for visiting with us.
We would like to really thank you very much for visiting with us. We know that you're here, and we know that you're probably very happy here, and we thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I think you're blushing, Lori.
That is like a love. Love. You see how it went?
I want to find out how old he is.
It's a man.
Sometimes this ghost hunting can get pretty interesting. And Tim, as Lori's husband, what do you have to say about all this?
I'm happy to communicate with him any way he wants to.
He's putting you out there, Lori.
Yeah, but there's a whole family that was wiped out from the Barrett family.
Yeah.
They're buried on the Cinnamon Hill Golf Course.
Ah.
So there's a whole cemetery there. But they all, most of them were very young.
That's
There
what
was
I
only one person there that was, I think it was 75 or 85 years old.
Oh.
Yeah. But all of them passed away from yellow fever. I assume that it was yellow fever because it was quite common, and knowing that so much young people had passed away, you know.
I am sweating.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lori.
Very good job.
While this video doesn't prove whether there's libido after death, it certainly raises the question, and at the very least it raises a few eyebrows. both the Mysterious Destinations folks and the guides over there in Jamaica had a lot of fun with this dowsing rod session, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Check out the article at mysteriousdestinationsmagazine.com and decide for yourself.